Some who have said is 21, is more than 21. In fact, it is said that it is around, if not more, than 360 lataif that exist within the human body. But these 7 ones are the main ones. When we actually cleanse them, clean each one of them, is as though all the other ones are automatically gets cleansed. They are the main ones that are associated with our body and the spirit and the nafs. So that's why only focus on those main aspects, although there are many, many more, like I've just mentioned, inshallah. So first 15 minutes or so, we shall do the lataif cleansing, then transfer, find the teacher, and then go to the Muraqba, inshallah. And wherever you find yourself, be it in Fayez Sharif, in Baghdad Sharif, Medina Sharif, wherever you are, Kaaba Sharif, that complete it with your Muraqaba dua, especially addressing some of the problems we face during the week, the mistakes, all the blessings that we have, any issues or any problems we have, any need you have, mention it, especially for the past week until today. And especially those brothers who have mentioned last week that they're slightly confused or they don't know what to follow or some things happen. Remember, it is only that far as we can do is to follow in thought level or imagination level. But do continue with that along those lines. No matter what level you're doing, that's not for us, me as a seeker, to actually focus on or for us to actually measure in any way. We just follow the process, whatever it takes is like go with the flow, and then after that it can relate, inshallah. So everyone should be able to practice at their own level and continue, inshallah. So please, whatever level you are, that does not matter. What matters is that you go with the flow, you carry on with your journey, and then take the opportunity to give feedback, especially those who normally do not give feedback. If you have any questions, any difficulties, do mention, inshallah. And if there's a need, inshallah, then afterwards we can see as well. Like I mentioned last week, Ustad Qasis, they can see him. We are available to see, inshallah, after, if there's any need for support for one-to-one, inshallah. So, inshallah, if we can just turn the light, inshallah, we can all rectify our niyyah, our intention. Bring the 3 keys in mind, that Allah is with me, Allah is seeing me, Allah is hearing me. The 3 qualities amongst many, many qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And inshallah, you can even take this light off as well later when we start the Muraqaba, inshallah. So inshallah, close your eyes, begin that, and then we'll recite the protection adhkars, and then the 3 thoughts of humbleness, thankfulness, and reliance, and then the start of adhkars we'll do together, and then we'll begin, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم آمين الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة له ما في السماوات والأرض أنزل يعلم ما بين أيديهم وخلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد بسم الله قل هو الله أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أستغفر الله وأتوب إليك. أستغفر الله وأتوب إليك. أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو. الحي القيوم. وأتوب إليه. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. السلام عليك أيها النبي. السلام عليك أيها النبي. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. 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 لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا محمد رسول الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك أيها النبي السلام عليك أيها النبي السلام عليك أيها النبي السلام عليك أيها الرسول السلام عليك أيها الرسول السلام عليك يا رحمة للعالمين السلام عليك أيها النبي السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم ما شاء الله سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك
I noticed during the thigh cleansing process when I was on the dark blue one, all kinds of thoughts were coming in. I wasn't quite sure what was going on during that period. That was the first thing. And after transfer, I met the teacher, transferred, and we went towards the Bazaar of Sayyidina Aziz at the bottom of the lake, and we stayed there. And as I mentioned, that to do zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I sat down there, did the zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then performed Muraqba dua afterwards, and then stayed in that state for quite a long time, and then started walking towards the Medina Sharif, towards the Jali Mubarak, to recite Durud and Salam upon the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That was it.
So which Latifa did you say?
The dark blue one.
Dark blue, okay. Inshallah, I think obviously, mashallah, your journey is continuing and should continue like that. And throughout the day or throughout the week, if you have any distractions or any mistake that happens, then just seek forgiveness and just to refresh, the sheets, especially the first 7 organ sheets. And if it becomes dealing with any people, then just from your side, make it clear that so there is nothing outstanding left from your side. If people don't accept or they have their own issue, then it's up to them. But at least from yourself, make it clear so that your relation is better. And just obviously we should always seek tawbah to rectify our ways, mistakes we do, inshallah, and then it'll be fine. And the rest is fine, like you naturally follow, go with the flow. And wherever mukam you go, like you've done, just do muraqabah dua. But also practice it regularly in your personal time. Okay, here is another way of a training, so that inshallah in your own daily or every whenever you are tasked to do this muraqabah, then do so inshallah, and also relate some of the events that goes throughout the week, throughout the day, and then ask for forgiveness or seek guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if there's any need to seek guidance of, inshallah, which we need every time, every day anyway, inshallah. Take.
Bismillah. I found it really hard to concentrate on the lataifs, and I kept on imagining Hazrat Sahib there with me, so then that made it easy. And eventually I transferred and saw Hazrat in a dark place. Then I went with them and we went to it was like the graves, inside the graves, so Bay of the Punishment. And then after that we went to the Mazar of Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh. But then again I couldn't remember anything. It was though like lack of concentration, and it was just like sleeping, like I'm going to sleep, in and out, and lack of concentration.
Alhamdulillah, like yourself, you also have the capability, you have the skill now how to do so. Maybe you need to refine that further by making a routine and doing it regularly. If you, for example, only now and then do it like in the gatherings, which is still good because it's still transferred, and he helps, like we say all the time, be with the teacher as well, and the extra fares and blessing that comes in, that helps you to transfer and go to the different scenes, especially when you saw about the graves. Obviously, it is always a reminder when you see a grave, be it someone is in blessing or punishment, that obviously we seek, make dua for them so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives them, whoever they are, and raise their darajat, grant them Jannah. But also a reminder for us. So physically, that's why it is sunnah that we are advised to go once a week and visit our loved ones, or even any Muslim grave, and make dua for them and for all the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and especially to reflect our own life. Because alhamdulillah, coming to the gatherings and going to the Monday Majlis, they all serve like as a reminder. But still we get attracted, lured into, distracted back in dunya and our habits and so on. So there are moments or places or times where you can utilize that to refresh yourself, like coming to the gathering, especially Thursday, those who know how to practice. Also visiting grave, that serves as a reminder. It reminds of our purpose in life, our akhirah, about the temporary nature of this dunya. And so it's a lesson for us to refresh ourselves. But I think you'll become more stronger if you actually do it more regularly. Make a timetable with the ustad if that's difficult, whichever they advise. And the signs are shown that you have the capability now to continue with the journey. Obviously, the spiritual stamina which you're talking about, like you cannot concentrate or you're losing concentration, that is only natural. When you do it more regularly, then that sharpness or that stamina comes in as well. It's like, for example, you go to the gym. Initially, after a while, when you go back into it, even like jogging for 20 minutes is hard. But when you do it regularly, then that it's not hard anymore. So it's the same, kind of analogy given to you to make you understand that. Good, mashallah, you're coming, participating in the spiritual fairs and blessings there. Many obstacles been removed or barriers, then you continue. But some of them are actually given back to you so that you realize as well that we need to keep up with our journey. We need to keep up with our, you could say, this training. Remember all these muraqabas we do and tazkiyah course we follow. This is all training. The real test is then when we mature and when we actually implement and interact with people and obviously relate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's when it really manifests. But even at a training stage, when we're actually struggling and not keeping up with it, then obviously we need to focus on that first and foremost, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, I've managed to follow it, the map, this thought level.
Achha, mashallah, good. So you want to enlighten us with the map that you followed as well?
So, Alhamdulillah, after the transfer, I went upstairs, met Hazrat, asked them forgiveness and to take me to Faiz Sharif. So then we went to Faiz Sharif. We were outside and already some brothers were already there. So then Hazrat called us inside. So when we went inside, they asked to give salam and ask for forgiveness and asked for dua as well. Then we gave salam, and asked for forgiveness and asked for permission to go to Medina Sharif. And first we were outside the Gumbaz Khazra Sharif, walked a little while and then start giving salam from the feet Mubarak side. And then Hausa was walking towards the Zalim Mubarak side, went inside. So I followed Hausa through inside, through the stairs, to the grave Mubarak of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And again they said, give salam and ask for forgiveness. And so I gave salam and asked for forgiveness and shortcomings, and also to make dua for me so I can follow the path. Then asked for permission to leave, and then we went to. At that time, I don't know what happened, but I felt there was some Hamama sorry for subjects or Chadar, they just flipped it. And then for some reason I thought, I'm probably going somewhere else. But then we went to Makkah Sharif, night time, sky is full of stars. We started the zikr from the opposite direction of the door of the Kaaba. And I went inside the blessed body of Hazrat and started doing zikr. And the door opened and Hazrat went in, and then inside the Kaaba came out of the blessed body. And again I asked Hazrat to take me to Masjid Baitul Muqaddas. And then we started doing zikr from there. I think as soon as we went to Baitul Muqaddas, tried to catch the prayer, that's when yourself started reciting the Salam and Durud Sharif.
MashaAllah Mubarak, so that's really good, MashaAllah. We've not said any of this, obviously it was a silent one. So like you said, one thing I would say to yourself is that do not worry that if it's in a thought level or imagination level, because already it is already given. It is said by our teacher Hadra Sahib that that's where it begins from the journey. Then the things naturally transfer over, which sometimes we don't even know. In our own estimation, maybe we think it's a thought level, maybe imagination level, but sometimes what happens is then it gets transferred naturally. So unless someone who's got a skill or who's ability to actually analyze this, who's been trained, then they'll know. Obviously, the teacher will know when this is happening. So this is a very good example for the rest of us, that those who don't continue with their amals or they think it's imagination only, and I should not follow, or I should be following at a higher level, or whatever that thought comes in, that really. MashaAllah, our brother Sadiq is not, MashaAllah, said it as it is. Maybe the initial blockage was himself was saying is a thought level. So we are advising from now on is do not even put estimation or understanding that, oh, I think it's at that level of experience. Yes, it maybe looks like at the thought level, because remember, Hadith many times have said in the past, the things that we see in reality, like we now see now, this, for example, mic, this table, this is also a thought level as well. So you might say, how is this? I can feel, I can touch. The five senses we have, really, the hands or the eyes, they do not actually see or taste or feel. It is the mind's interpretation from the electric current that goes through the mind. And people who become brain damaged or have hemorrhage, they still touch and they eat and spoon fed and so on. But if you ask him, they're very not responsive whatsoever, because that sense of sensation is gone from them. So even if you touch them like that, they do not look at you and so on. So this is at a physical level. When that thought process, the science, the mechanics, when that does not work anymore, then physically when you touch them and you feed them, the sensation is there anymore. So again, all the human, the worldly experience we have, it is also at a thought level. It's a certain projection that happens in the mind, then we see the projection from the lenses in our eyes, for example, or the senses in our brain, what we touch and so on. When that's removed, then that process is gone. Then even if you touch, you do not feel anything. So that's why when they put you onto like sedative, when they actually apply like anesthetics to you, and the operation, for example, they do maybe on your hand, or they have a keyhole surgery, or they're doing it going through your knee maybe, or some other direction, or through your heart. But because you're under the sedative they've used and they've numbed the whole place, you don't feel anything. Although they're actually doing the operation, they're cutting your chest up, your heart up, and so on. So likewise, in spiritual sense, it starts with a thought level, then naturally progresses to other levels as well. Like the teacher mentioned in the presentation, there's 20 levels of realization. But not necessarily will realize what's happening, what level we're at. That's for the teacher or the trained people to actually tell you what that is at a one-to-one level, inshallah. Even then, it's not necessary, because at the end of the day, we experiencing this for motivation, so that we motivated, we become refreshed, we become more stronger in deen. And like Brother Sadiq was saying, that alhamdulillah, we do present ourselves in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in front of them, and we ask for forgiveness and make dua to ability to continue the path. But the tawfiq part, if you listen to the bayan recently, it is already given to us. The path is laid out. We've been taught by the teacher how to go on the path. Everything is laid out for us. Only thing is now we just have to, okay, maybe sometimes weaknesses come, but ask for forgiveness and restart the journey. Continue traversing on the journey. Remember, these journeys, like some brothers done, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It doesn't end at a certain point until we die. No matter what you have done, even if you think you completed purification course, for example, there are higher levels. There are sometimes mistake happens where you can go back and rectify them as well. So you should continuously carry on with that as well. And then, inshallah, with the du'as and the blessing of the from the Mashaykh, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam becomes even more enhanced, inshallah. Jazakallah, thank you for that. These brothers are Adam and Wais.
Assalamu alaikum. When doing the lataifs on the green one, I could see the feet of the Prophet ﷺ, and our blessed teacher was touching their feet, and I was touching Hazrat Sahib's feet. When we transferred, I met Hazrat Sahib in a field where there were two large groups. One group was happy and their faces were bright, and the other group's faces were dull and they weren't happy. Both groups were told by the teacher to build a house. The group which was happy built it, and Hazrat Sahib inspected it. When the other group was finished, the teacher said the interior of the house was awful, and the teacher then said, one's outer self should reflect the inner self. Then it began to rain, and I could see the name of Allah Azza wa Jal and began Muraqba dua.
So, like you have mentioned, the key is the adab of the teacher and so on. Always have in mind, and part of the adab is basically following their way and how they advise, and submit and highlight ourselves their way and also their mission as well. What happens is sometimes with the two houses mentioned that sometimes we think, yes, I'm following the path and so on, or following the teacher, but then I apply my own intellect. I think, oh, this approach is best, that I can give dawah to people and so on. Now that's using our own intellect. What to say about intellect of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the mashayikh, and especially the teacher? Shouldn't we think that you could say, the level of wisdom and how the maximum level of people will benefit, and where they approach how to benefit people, should we not think that this is far more effective and beneficial? So it's a lesson that sometimes, maybe we get slightly ahead of ourselves, think that, okay, everything's good, but I have my own way as well. I'm going to do it this way. This is more effective, which is good. Maybe you will benefit, mashallah, people, or benefit yourself. But far more effective, and part of the adab would be, as adab of to follow of the teacher and submit in terms of purification course and a journey. Also, then the second stage comes is dawah and reaching out and benefiting people. Then also we should submit to that how the teacher is laying the foundation and how they do. We should try to follow that footstep as well. It's not that I'm going to come up with a very new idea and that very, very unique, which not thought about before. Because if we think like that, then in a way, it is also going against the adab, that we think something else that has not been inspired, not been given to others in the past, especially the mashayikh. So if we do our own mission, which is fine, better to actually submit to the mission of the teacher and how to convey the message to the whole masses as well. Then lies the greatest benefit for us and for the people, inshallah, as well. Jazakallah. Maybe one more, inshallah, we'll finish.
Transferred and found our blessed teacher beside a snowy hill. I gave salam and followed them until we reached a river. I could see half the water in the river was frozen and the other half was flowing. They then mentioned to the nearest meaning. When one is carrying the message forward by doing the tasks, such as the bayan, media, sound, or any role, the prophetic message is flowing. Likewise, people are drinking from the prophetic source and are benefiting. However, when brothers or sisters stop carrying the message forward, the prophetic message will stop flowing. Likewise, many people are deprived. The blessed companions of the Prophet ﷺ carried the message across the world, and many people benefited. Likewise, Islam flourished. However, the message is not flourishing now because the brothers and sisters have become divided amongst each other, and only a handful are carrying the message forward. The scene then changed, and we were at the mazar of the Grand Teacher. We gave salam, and they gave us some water and dates. Then the name of Allah Azza wa Jal took over the vision, and I made a short dua until the vision faded.
MashaAllah, it's very clear in the sense that similar to what I was advising before, that really the mission will continue if you actually follow following the footsteps of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and their representative, i.e. the mashayikh, especially, and our teacher as well. Because the wisdom, how to reach people and benefit, they know exactly how this is. For us, it's best to fulfill or to carry out the duties which we assigned, or be under that umbrella of guidance and try to follow and convey the message as much as possible. The problem with having our own innovative ideas is that they never actually last long enough. It is always very temporary. That burst of energy comes, we want to do something, and after a while, then the zeal and the energy goes away. It dies down. Then something else we have to pick up, and so on. And that's why, unfortunately, you see in the world those who are after a quick fix solution or want to establish something, a quick fix solution. These people, they very quickly get motivated But unfortunately, they do more damage and they lose interest very quickly. And then there's some of them that you see, they've gone back their old ways, they've even left practicing Islam altogether. It's because they actually come up with their own ideas and own notions how to benefit people, and they cannot sustain that normally, and it fizzles away, and they go back to their own. That is the wisdom, is that always submit in the sense of the teaching, the following, and in part of dawah as well, inshallah. And if you do so, yes, we might make a mistake, we know 100%, we should do tawbah, find how to actually rectify, find ways so that if there's room for improvement, be ready to accept the mistakes, be ready to accept how to improve ourselves, and then carry on. It's not that, oh, I'm doing is perfect, don't question it as well. Because then if you're doing something, especially with a group of people, they're prone to make mistakes, or some kind of weakness will be there, faults will be there. Always ready to accept where there's a mistake. Although it's not a topic here, but remember what Hazrat Sahib was mentioning in Pakistan as well, and when they went about the spiritual maturity. One of the points they're mentioning, inshallah, is that someone points a mistake to you, you're not very stubborn and say, no, I'm free from that mistake, I'm perfect. They accept it. Even if it doesn't apply to them, they still accept it. Because they think of many, many more mistakes which you're not aware of as well. So that same attitude should be when it comes to personal matters. If that's the case, what to say about when you're working with people. There's bound to be something not going well all the time. Things are happening, things are not working out, things are maybe failing. But if you have attitude, no, I'm perfect, or things has to be perfect, or as that say, it's not good enough, then you need to revisit that as well, inshallah, and learn to be more humble and accept, learn, and then move on, inshallah. Okay, Jazakallah. Okay, I think that is it for today. Jazakallah for your coming. May Allah bless you and reward you, and especially those who have attended